What's up, everybody? This is Dusty Rose, the American Dream, and it's hard times today in America, and you can help out Adam and Tyler Wood by subscribing today, baby. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Adam and Tyler World. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe. I do appreciate it greatly. So, this Saturday, UFC 244, we get to determine the baddest mamma jamma in the game. We got two people. We're going to talk about them. I'm going to tell you who they are, and then they're going to determine who's the baddest mamma jamma on the planet or in the game on Saturday. But I'm going to tell you who I think really is before they even fight. Shocking. So, first off, we got Nate Diaz. His record is 20-11. When you do the math, he's at 64.5%. So he doesn't even win 2 out of every 3 of his fights. But somehow, he could be the baddest mamma jamma in the game. Even though, if you put him up against 3 people, one of them are beating him and a part of another one's beating him, he's still the baddest mamma jamma, which doesn't make any sense to me. But who am I? Next up, we got Jorge Masvidal. Yes. It is pronounced Jorge Masvidal. And you want to know why I know that? Because I know how letters work. So, his name is spelled Jorge. A lot of people I hear calling him George Masvidal. That is wrong. George is spelled George. Jorge, like I said, is Jorge. And I have a little trick as to how you can know how to pronounce his name. So, I have Hispanic friends, and I also see Hispanic people on Instagram and Facebook, so keep your eye out for it. So if you've ever seen a meme, and you thought it was funny, you go into the comments, you look down below, and you see someone, and they put J-A. They thought it was really funny, but I can also guarantee you that on the other side of that phone, or that keyboard, there is not someone with Hispanic descent going at that meme. No. They are going, just like you or I would do. And we know that because the J has a ha sound. That's how they pronounce it. So, if you are calling him George Masvidal, you are wrong. Stop doing it. It doesn't make you look any smarter. It just looks like, it'd be like if your name's Michael and people are calling Mikael. No, it's Michael, but it's Mikael. No, it's Michael. It's spelled Michael. Okay, I don't know how you spell Mikael, but that's not how they're pronouncing it. So, it's Jorge Masvidal. His record is 34-13. So, his percentage is 72.3%. It's a little bit better than Nate Diaz's, but it's still not 100%. If you're the baddest mamma jamma in the game, you should be able to whoop anybody's butt, anytime, anywhere, any place. And he hasn't been able to do that. He's beaten basically 3 out of every 4, but you take that 4th guy, he beats Jorge. It doesn't matter if it's decision, split decision, rear naked choke, knockout, TKO, whatever. He's not winning all the fights. But, once again, he is competing for the baddest mamma jamma in the game. So, my problem is, how are they determining this when both of these guys are fighting at 170 pounds? I, myself, weigh about 215, 220. Granted, I am not the baddest mamma jamma in the game. I'm not even in the game. You know what I mean? I work all day. I go to the gym a little bit here and there. I can whoop some people's butts, but there's a lot of people that can whoop my butt and not even break a sweat. But you're talking about people, the UFC fighters. Every single person on that roster is a bad mamma jamma. Now, there's different rankings. There's people who are badder, and there's people who are just bad. Like I said, Ben Askren. Jeez Louise, this guy comes over. He's got such a hype behind him. Like, oh, he's got a perfect record in Bellator and all those other places, wherever he fought. Like, no one's ever beaten him. He's out-wrestled everybody. He has fought 3 times. His first fight against, killing me. Robbie Lawler, yes. His first fight against Robbie Lawler picked him up, slammed him on his head, and somehow Ben Askren didn't die. Then he got up and he kind of choked him out, and there was a dispute as to whether or not, I just said his name, Robbie Lawler submitted or passed out or not. I still think Robbie Lawler passed out. I think it was a legit win for Ben Askren, but it was a close one. If they fought again, Robbie Lawler will probably beat him this time. And then you had the second fight against Jorge Masvidal. He gets knocked out in 5 seconds. It could have been even faster than that, but it took the ref a second and a half to get over there. So you could even say he got knocked out in 3 seconds. So, and then he just lost recently to Damian Maia. And if you see his striking sucks. Like, I don't even strike. I'm not a fighter, and I'm not good at striking. I could do better than Ben Askren. I'll put all my money on the table right there. Boom. He sucked when you see it. If you go back and watch that fight, he's like a... I'm not even going to say it right now because I don't want to get demonetized. He just looked bad. The baddest mamma jamma in the game is always going to be the biggest and the baddest. And who's the biggest? It's not the guys fighting at 170 pounds. It's the guys fighting at a cap of 265 pounds. You're telling me that someone who's 265 pounds, around there, that's their max limit. Some of them don't get that high. Is going to lose to someone 170 pounds? It can happen. But you're talking about actual fighters. These aren't just a UFC fighter at 170 and you're grabbing me at 220. No. I'm getting my butt kicked every single time. You take the lowest guy and the 170 division, he's kicking my butt, no problem. Okay? That's not my thing. I know I'm not standing over here saying like, ooh, these guys suck. They can't fight. No, they can all fight way better than I could ever imagine. Except for Ben Askren striking. That sucks. So you're going to tell me someone much smaller is going to beat someone much bigger? No. So I believe that the baddest mamma jam on the planet was found out at UFC 241 when DC fought Stipe Miocic for a second time. First time they fought, DC won. Second time, Stipe won because Stipe found that fat tummy of DC's doing going to town on it, and DC's and he just beat into the ground. And I loved it. Why? Because DC is a cheater. You look at he's going for his eye, That's illegal, okay? If you want to do a street fight, fine. But guess what? Stipe is going to go for your eye too, so then we got an even playing field. You can't be doing that when they have rules for it. That's why they don't kick each other in the nuts. If you are fighting and you're the first person to kick the other in the nuts, you win. Because everybody else, as soon as you get kicked in the nuts, you go, oh God. You don't want to fight or do anything. And then there you go, just beat the heck out of you. Why? Because your nuts have been kicked and all of your fighting power goes out the window and you can't do squat. So, when they fight again, when DC fights Stipe, I guarantee you DC's going to win again because he's going to wrestle the heck out of Stipe Miocic. He's not going to try to strike with him because last time he got beat. So he's going to strike with him a little bit and he's going to get to him, take him to the ground and pound him and beat him, and then DC's going to win. So then you're like, all right, cool, DC's the baddest man on the planet. Pump your brakes. Okay, there is one man besides Stipe Miocic who has beat DC, and he has beat DC twice. Granted, one of them got overturned to do a no contest because of the picograms, but guess what? He was still whooping DC's butt either way, picograms or not, and that man is Jon Jones. That man has a perfect record of 25-1 because he lost because of downward elbows on Mark Hamill, I believe. Is that I think that's Luke Skywalker. I don't know. You look him up. He's whatever. He's the only loss that Jon Jones has. I don't think it's Mark Hamill. I think that's Luke Skywalker. It's something. Mark, something, whatever. Henry Mark, something. Whatever. Point being, Jon Jones has never lost except for that one time when he got disqualified for illegal blows. So that man could go up to 205, from 205 to the heavyweight division and beat DC no problem, I bet. Because like I said, he's beaten twice already. What's to say he can't? I mean, you got Stipe versus Jon Jones at some point. But guess what? I'm pretty sure Jon Jones is going to beat Stipe too. Why? Because Jon Jones is the baddest mamma jamma in the game. Not Nate Diaz, not Jorge Masvidal, not Conor McGregor, not Ronda Rousey when she was in there. Nope. Not even Brock Lesnar is the baddest mamma jamma in the game. Cain Velasquez, he's in the WWE now, just like Brock Lesnar, because they're like, hey man, I can't handle this no more. I'm getting my butt kicked way too often. And so they retired and went to the WWE. But Jon Jones is still fighting. He is the baddest mamma jamma in the game, my opinion. Sometimes I love him, sometimes I hate him. He's a wild animal. That's what makes him who he is. But he is, like I said, the baddest mamma jamma in the game, if you ask me. I could be wrong. I would love to hear what you think in the comments below, but I doubt that I'm wrong. Like I said, and if you want to have some kind of bracket and see who actually is, you can have DC versus Stipe one more time, have them fight, and then if say they're fine, whoever wins beats them up, no problem. They can fight Jon Jones and then determine who wins that round. And then you got Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. Have them fight and you do a bracket. So let's pretend like Nate Diaz wins and you got DC wins. All right, cool. Have them fight. You really think Nate Diaz is gonna beat DC? Wrong. So then you got DC winning, and then you got DC versus Jon Jones. I wonder how that's going to go a third time when the other 2 times Jon Jones won. Exactly. Jon Jones is going to win because he's the baddest mamma jamma in the game. That's my thoughts. Like I said, please tell me below what you think. I'm curious because I said, I love the UFC. I love watching it. I just think this is a stupid money grab. Listen, I'm curious to see what this belt looks like. And we'll see whoever wins to see if they pretend like they defend the title against Conor McGregor or whoever they want to fight against next. Like I said, it just hurts my brain because I said you're not the baddest mamma jamma in the game. That's it for now. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe. I always and ever forever will appreciate it. And until next time, peace.